Hello everyone, welcome to our third Heart to Heart webinar. For those of you who missed our first two webinars, you can check these out on our YouTube channel. Today's webinar is all about motivation. How can we motivate our kids to read more? In order to motivate anyone to do anything, we have to make them love the experience. Let's talk about how you can make your kids love the reading experience and tips on how Smart Kidz Club apps can help you do that easily. Here's what we'll cover today in the first 15-20 minutes. Why do kids refuse to read? Forcing them to read does not work, and why we need to motivate them instead. What are the top 5 tips for motivating them? How do we do it with Smart Kidz Club app? And save all your questions until the end. As always, we'll have a question answer session at the end. Now, a recent study found that the number of kids who say they love reading drops significantly from 40% among 8-year-olds to only 28% among 9-year-olds. This is called the decline by 9. Why does this happen? Why do kids suddenly begin to refuse reading? There are several reasons. The format is not attractive to them. Kids are engaged with and are used to devices from a very young age. Paper books might feel boring as compared to video games, animations, and social media. These are all tough competition for the experience of reading a paper and ink book. Paper books lack audio-visual stimulus and the interactivity. Secondly, the kids aren't interested in the topic. I'm sure you all must have heard at some point or the other your kids saying, books are boring. What kids really mean is that they need to find something to read that's interesting to them. If they are not interested in the topic, your child's motivation to read will be greatly diminished. Thirdly, reading a book might feel overwhelming and difficult. It may feel like a lot of work. Sometimes they just don't want to put in all that extra effort. If something feels too much work for us, we all tend to avoid it, right? Fourthly, books chosen might be too hard for them. These books might seem cool because they're popular or because older kids are reading them. But if it is too difficult to read, they will lose the motivation to read. Also, all kids are different, even in the same household. So do not assume that if your first child is reading at a certain level, the other will be at the same level as well. They might be struggling with basic reading skills. So if your child reads really slowly and has trouble sounding out words, they might have trouble with reading. And this is the 5th reason why they refuse to read. Or they avoid reading altogether. So the question is, how can we motivate kids to read? If our goal is to have them read more, it will only happen if they themselves want it. The challenge is to make them want to read. It sounds complicated, but it is possible. Here are 5 tips that can help you achieve this. First, the most important ingredient for motivation is autonomy, which means to do something with a full sense of willingness and choice. Many studies have shown that when teachers encourage autonomy, it stimulates the kids' motivation to learn, tackle challenges, and pay attention. So you have to let them choose what they read, topics that actually interest them. Let them set their own reading goals and targets. Letting children have choices in their reading material helps them become lifelong readers. Kids who choose what they read are also more engaged with what they are reading and also more likely to retain the information. Second tip, motivation is directly linked to encouragement, praise, and rewards. So you need to encourage your kids to read, praise their efforts in reading, however small, and celebrate every success. We all work extra hard for a prize. Offer rewards for reading and reaching milestones or goals that they set for themselves. Thirdly, technology is changing the way we all learn, and it can have a positive impact on kids and their reading. So kids who are more familiar with technology, more engaged with tablets and devices, and reading apps like Smart Kidz Club will end up reading more. So technology is also available anytime and anywhere. It helps kids get easy access to a wider variety of topics and stories that can spark an interest even in a reluctant reader. Technology is also good for repetitive practice for struggling readers. The fourth important point is to be involved. As parents, you need to show interest in your child's reading. Help them choose books they like. Help them set targets. Help them make a reading list of books to read. Ask them questions about the books they read. Do book-related activities together. Praise their reading efforts. So if you as parents show interest in their reading, your child will be more motivated to read. Kids love to be in their parents' good books. So show them that when they read, it gives you joy and pride. Lastly, having a large collection of books at home to choose from helps in motivating kids to read as well. So if we have to work hard to get something, we usually tend to avoid it and leave it for later. But if our kids have easy access and a lot of book choices, they will be more motivated to pick one they like and read. Let's see how Smart Kidz Club apps help you motivate kids to read with these simple tricks and inbuilt features. So autonomy, letting kids have choices in their reading material helps them become lifelong readers. Let's see how our app allows autonomy and choices to your child. So our app is very simple to navigate, and the child can actually choose any book they like and from any of the 39 different categories. They can navigate the entire app very easily. The child has control over the book mode. So if they want to read to me, use the read to me mode, or if they want to use the read myself mode. They have control over the advancement of pages in the read myself and the play and pause button in the read to me mode, so that they have control. If they want to read the page and pause on it, stay on it for longer, they can do it. This sense of control helps them to be more motivated and interested in reading. They can do it their way. The child also has control over the activity which they can do independently. Activities are for fun and reinforce learning without any scoring. Quiz at the end of the books is scored, and the child can review it themselves. You can make it fun by doing it together with your child and see whose answer was correct. I know kids love when they know about something that the parents don't know about. This increases their self-esteem and encourages them to do more. You can also set goals using our app. So firstly, you can set a target of books to read. Make a reading list. It can be done simply by clicking the view and add button and add that book to my list, which you can read later. The second way you can set a goal is to set a target of a certain amount of smart coins to be earned. So 5,000 and 10,000 coins to earn in a week is a good target, depending on whether your child is a beginner or not. The third way of setting a target is to earn the next batch, to be won by a set date or within a time period. Let's say a week or a month. So if your child has a 5-book read batch, you can encourage him and set a target of getting to the 25-book club by the end of the month. So you can also set targets to score 5 out of 5 on each quiz. So the second most important tip is to encourage praise and reward. Now there is a quote which is very true for all of us. Brains, like hearts, go where they are appreciated. So now that you have given them control over their reading choices, the goals and targets, the second most important thing to do is to encourage them to read, praise them when they read or achieve their target, and push them to read more by offering rewards. Smart Kidz Club app helps you do all that within the app with smart coins, badges, and leaderboards. So the app appreciates your child with every book read or activity completed. So they get a nice message about the smart coins that they earned after reading each book or doing each activity. This is the positive feedback and reinforcement that they get after every book. They can also see how many smart coins they have earned in their smart bank and can even shop for virtual rewards using these smart coins. Now, all this also helps them learn the basics of budgeting. They can only buy with what they have. If something is very expensive, they need to earn more smart coins. And to earn more, they need to work harder and read more books. Badges are another great way to encourage and motivate kids. You should celebrate the success with each badge won. Now, the app appreciates your child when they win badges with an email that goes out to you. They can see all their badges won on their wall of fame and share this with their friends, grandparents, and teachers to receive more praise, encouragement, and appreciation. Leaderboards show your child's position as compared to the top 10 kids in the region. And the top 3 on the leaderboard get certificates from us. All these features are built in to help you easily motivate your child to read. So leaderboards motivate your child by challenging them to do more. This is how a leaderboard looks. You can access the leaderboard from my profile icon at the bottom of the app. It shows your child's position as compared to the top 10 kids in the region, and you can easily see how many coins the others have on the leaderboard and set a target for your own child. You also receive an email when your child achieves one of the top 3 positions. It is a tremendous achievement, and you should really be proud of your child for that. Sharing this achievement with family and friends can increase your child's motivation manyfold. Now, using technology to motivate kids. Now, kids these days, we know, are handling smartphones and devices from as early as 1 or 2 years old. In fact, they have grown with technology. Kids tend to learn to use touchscreen way before they can read or write, using colors, images, and symbols instead of words to navigate. Therefore, using technology, especially apps like ours that have been built with the goal of inspiring and motivating kids to read, can have a positive impact on their reading. For example, Smart Kidz Club App's Read to Me feature can remove the effort in reading, which is very important for reluctant and struggling readers. This is one of the reasons kids refuse to read, because it's too much work. Our app, which can work offline and does not require streaming Wi-Fi, there are books that are available anytime and anywhere. Kids can read on the way to a music or a dance lesson or a soccer practice. This offline feature also keeps them safe from online dangers, as discussed in our previous webinar. Our library of more than 1,000 resources offers easy access and plenty of book choices. Whatever they feel like reading that day, whatever they are in a mood for, they have instant and easy access. This can spark an interest in even a reluctant reader. Technology is also good for repetitive practice for struggling readers who avoid reading because it's simply very hard for them. And you've already seen how our inbuilt engagement features, smart coins, badges, leaderboards, help motivate kids to read. Fourth important tip is to be involved. So when you as parents show interest in your child's reading, your kids will be far more motivated to read than otherwise. So how you can be involved is by helping them choose books, making reading lists, setting goals together. You can also monitor their reading and talk about the books they're reading. Ask them questions about what they read, what they liked about the book, who was their favorite character. And you can also use the Read to Me feature to read together. Sit with your child and read together. This helps you bond with your child, and they will develop a lifelong love of reading. Let's see how our apps can help you stay involved. So these are the reports of your child's activity. You can see what level they are reading. Again, these are available from the profile page. You will be able to track how much they are reading, what type of books, what level of books they are reading. So you will always be in the know of what is it that they're doing in the app. We also help you ask questions with discussion prompts in our dialogic reading series. So these books have questions ready-made for you to ask your kids after they finish reading the book. There are activities and quizzes that you can do together with your child. You can read together using the Read to Me option. And you can even cast it on a bigger screen, like a TV, for a family reading time, followed by a discussion and talk about the book. And we help you stay informed of all the important achievements of your child by sending you emails and certificates of the badges they've won or appearance on the top 3 positions on our leaderboard. Lastly, having a library at your fingertips with just right books for young children and availability of a variety of books with diverse content is very important in motivating kids. So Smart Kids Club have 39 different interest categories, and new books are added each week. Your child is not stuck with one book that you bought from the bookstore. There is a freedom to choose from different topics, and these are available at all times at their fingertips. They can read at their own level, and the books read aloud to them in a human, expressive voice. So this is my favorite user story, where this child refused to read at first, but once he started reading, earned the first place on the leaderboard. His grandmother sent this very encouraging message to us that your app has worked wonders for him. So I hope you can use all these tips at home to easily motivate your kids at home to read more and more every day without being chased by you. And I hope this app works wonders for your kids too. Thank you all for attending. Our next webinar is on top 5 tips for finding the right books. It will be at the same time, 11 a.m. Eastern on Saturday, 24th October.